Did you know that miracles might have a scientific explanation? Jacobo Grinberg, the brilliant mind behind groundbreaking consciousness research, explored how thoughts, energy, and reality intertwine to create extraordinary phenomena. His revolutionary studies suggest that miracles aren't just random acts of the universe, they're the result of tapping into a deeper field of consciousness. In this video, we'll uncover Grinberg's discoveries and how they could hold the key to manifesting the miraculous in your own life. Stick around until the end, you won't want to miss the shocking implications of his work. Let's dive in. Number 1. Jacobo Grinberg's research on perception and consciousness. Jacobo Grinberg's work on perception and consciousness is nothing short of mind-bending. It's like he took a deep dive into the very fabric of how we experience the world around us, stripping away the layers and getting to the raw, unfiltered process that makes us feel and know what we do. It's as if he asked, what if the way we see reality isn't actually the way reality is? Now, Grinberg wasn't the type to just skim the surface. His research was a relentless pursuit to uncover how consciousness actually shapes our understanding of the world, how it creates our sense of self, and ultimately, how it might even alter the way we experience what's possible. Imagine, for a second, if our consciousness could not only perceive but reshape the world around us. Wild, right? But that's what Grinberg was exploring, how perception isn't just passive but active. It's as though our minds are constantly interacting with the world, not just absorbing information but reshaping it in real time. He suggested that the human mind doesn't merely receive information from the world, it's an active participant in shaping how we experience it. And what's even crazier is that this active engagement could actually alter the physical world. He argued that perception wasn't just something happening inside our heads, it's something deeply intertwined with the external reality we're experiencing. It's as though we're not just observers of the universe, but co-creators of it, with consciousness acting as the bridge between the internal and external. Grinberg's research took him deep into the mysteries of altered states of perception. He believed that when we enter these states, whether through meditation, deep focus, or even extraordinary experiences, we can perceive things that are typically beyond the reach of our ordinary senses. It's almost like we have access to a hidden layer of the universe that's usually obscured by our everyday thoughts and distractions. These altered states, in his view, weren't just trivial mind tricks or odd occurrences, they were windows into a deeper reality, one where the boundaries of space, time, and even matter could become fluid. What's fascinating here is that Grinberg wasn't just interested in mystical or abstract experiences. He was also deeply scientific about it. He wanted to understand how our brains process these shifts in perception and what that might mean about the nature of consciousness itself. Was our everyday experience of reality a limited, filtered version of something much more expansive? Could our conscious awareness tap into a field of energy, or a deeper layer of information, that we're usually unaware of? One of the key aspects of Grinberg's work was the idea that perception isn't an isolated process, it's deeply connected to the state of our consciousness. This means that our beliefs, emotions, and mental states can directly influence how we interpret the world. When our consciousness is clear, focused, or open, our perceptions shift. Suddenly, things we might normally overlook or dismiss become vivid and meaningful. The implications of this idea go far beyond the realm of psychology, they touch on the very nature of reality itself. If we can alter our consciousness in certain ways, might we be able to change the way we perceive and interact with the world? Could we even unlock abilities or powers that seem beyond the realm of possibility? The more you dig into Grinberg's research, the more you start to wonder if perception and consciousness are the missing keys to understanding not just the mind, but the universe. It's like we're sitting in a theater, watching a movie, but we don't realize that we're also the ones creating the story as it unfolds. What if the way we see the world isn't just about what we see, but how we see it? And what if, with the right understanding of consciousness, we could tap into this hidden potential and unlock things we've always thought were miracles? Grinberg also explored how these shifts in perception could be connected to intuition, healing, and even the sense of a deeper purpose. He didn't just look at how we perceive reality in the conventional sense, he examined how consciousness could influence what we consider to be impossible. In a way, he was pushing the idea that the boundaries of human potential aren't nearly as limited as we might think. So, when you step back and look at Grinberg's body of work, it's clear he was onto something far bigger than just the mechanics of perception. He was investigating how consciousness itself could potentially unlock the door to miracles. If we could begin to understand and master the inner workings of our consciousness, who knows what kind of possibilities might unfold. Number 2, the concept of miracles in his work. Jacobo Grinberg's work dives into the very nature of perception and the mystical, so when we talk about miracles in his world, we're not referring to magic tricks or things that seem too good to be true. Instead, Grinberg's concept of miracles is tied to something much deeper, a shift in the way we experience reality. In his research, he suggests that our understanding of what is real is limited, shaped by our senses and the structure of our consciousness. But what if, just for a moment, you could step outside of that framework? What if you could experience the world in a way that goes beyond what we've been taught to see? Grinberg argues that the world we perceive is like a layer of a much larger reality, one that's full of potential experiences beyond the ordinary. These extraordinary occurrences, the miracles, are not the exception. They're the norm, waiting just beneath the surface of what we know. The trick, he proposes, is to expand our awareness. It's like being stuck in a room with the lights off, but the lights are always on. You just don't know how to flip the switch. The miracles then are not flashy or mystical in the way most would imagine. They're simply our ability to perceive the world as it truly is, without the filter of limiting beliefs and narrow perceptions. To Grinberg, miracles aren't supernatural events happening outside of the natural laws of the universe. Instead, they are the extraordinary unfolding of consciousness itself. When we talk about the miraculous in his terms, we're looking at the ability to transcend the boundaries we've set for ourselves. What if those boundaries, our beliefs, our assumptions, the limitations of our senses, were dissolved? What if we could access realms of experience that are normally shut off from us? That's where miracles begin to appear. They're not some far-off fantasy, they're just a different way of interacting with reality, one where our usual boundaries don't apply. It's also crucial to understand that Grinberg's miracles are deeply connected to the way he saw human potential. In his mind, every person has the capacity to tap into these deeper layers of reality. It's not about being special, or chosen, or having some rare gift. It's about unlocking the potential that exists within everyone. Grinberg was all about breaking down the artificial divisions between the ordinary and the extraordinary. To him, the ability to experience what we think of as miracles is something innate, not something reserved for a select few. In Grinberg's world, miracles are more about perspective than about external events. He challenges the idea that things must appear in grand, dramatic forms to be considered miraculous. He suggests that a miracle can be as simple as experiencing the world in a way that's radically different from how you've always known it. This means that the miracle might not always show up as a big, life-altering moment. Sometimes, it's a quiet shift in how you see yourself, or a sudden clarity about something you've been struggling with. When you broaden your perception, even the most mundane aspects of life can seem imbued with magic. This approach also brings Grinberg to a place where he questions the very nature of time and space. What if those concepts are not fixed? What if the way we experience time is just another filter, shaping how we experience the world? For Grinberg, miracles happen when we are able to bend or bypass these filters, when we begin to understand that time, space, and even physical laws aren't as rigid as we think. They're just another layer of reality we're conditioned to see in a certain way. Once we begin to question that, the possibility for miracles opens up. It's not about defying nature, It's about seeing it from a new perspective, one where we're not confined by the usual constraints. When you really start thinking about it, the idea of miracles in Grinberg's work is almost like a call to action. It's an invitation to question everything you think you know about the world, to challenge the way you've been conditioned to experience life. Grinberg isn't offering you an easy way out or a quick fix to your problems. Instead, he's giving you a map to a deeper level of understanding. Miracles, in his view, are not random, rare occurrences. They're inherent possibilities in every moment, waiting for you to tap into them. So, when you hear the term miracle in relation to Grinberg's work, don't think of it as something that happens by accident. Think of it as a doorway, one that can lead you to a deeper, richer, and more profound way of experiencing the world. It's not magic. It's just a different way of seeing things, a way that opens up possibilities you never knew existed. It's less about waiting for something extraordinary to happen and more about realizing that the extraordinary is already here, waiting for you to notice. Number 3, Disappearance and Unanswered Questions. Jacobo Grinberg's Disappearance remains one of the most enigmatic and chilling chapters in the saga of his life. His vanishing, which took place under strange circumstances, is a puzzle that continues to haunt those who followed his work. The story of his disappearance is almost as mysterious as the ideas he spent his life researching. And the questions left in the wake of his disappearance are just as curious. So, what happened to Jacobo Grinberg? Why did he vanish without a trace, and why do so many still struggle to make sense of it? Let's start with the basics. Grinberg, a renowned figure in the study of consciousness and perception, was on the brink of uncovering something monumental. His research into altered states of consciousness, indigenous practices, and the nature of reality itself had been gaining traction. He wasn't just another academic. He was a seeker, a mind on fire, attempting to stretch the boundaries of what we think we know about the universe. But then, as if some cosmic force was trying to keep the secrets he had uncovered locked away, Grinberg disappeared. Imagine it. One day, he's there, alive, well, and deeply involved in his research, and then the next, he's gone. Just like that. No farewell. No clear warning signs. His family, colleagues, and friends were left in the dark, grappling with confusion and disbelief. How does a person just vanish? How does someone so immersed in the search for truth simply disappear without leaving behind a shred of evidence? The more people look into it, the stranger it seems. His work had started to delve into areas that could have disrupted the very foundations of how we understand reality. Could it be that someone, or something, wanted to silence him? Or was it all just a coincidence, an unfortunate event that happened to one of the few willing to push the boundaries of the unknown? This is where things get even murkier. Some theorists argue that Grinberg's research had opened doors that were never meant to be opened. After all, the kind of consciousness-altering practices he was studying weren't exactly your run-of-the-mill topics in the scientific community. His interests weren't just about psychology or neurobiology, they were about tapping into something deeper, something hidden in the folds of human experience. And when you start to tread on those grounds, well, let's just say there are plenty of forces in the world that might prefer some questions to remain unanswered. Now, we can't ignore the role of the people closest to him in this. Those who knew him best, the people he worked with, the people he trusted, have shared conflicting stories about the last days of his life. Some suggest he was becoming more withdrawn, less communicative. Others claim he was enthusiastic, eager to continue his work. But none of these accounts offer any concrete answers. They just add to the growing list of unanswered questions. Why didn't anyone see this coming? If he was under threat or danger, why did no one intervene? There's also the strange fact that his disappearance wasn't met with the kind of urgency you might expect. If a respected figure in the field of science had gone missing, wouldn't there have been a greater outcry? Why did it take so long for the investigation to gain traction? Was it because, deep down, no one really knew how to approach such an unusual case? Or was it that the people closest to him knew something that they weren't ready to reveal? And let's not forget about the eerie coincidences that surround his work. His research into the nature of miracles and his exploration of the mind's potential to affect reality had already attracted attention from some very powerful quarters. Was it possible that Grinberg's disappearance was connected to the very ideas he was exploring? It's an unsettling thought, but it's one that lingers in the back of many minds. The key issue here is that there are no solid answers. No smoking gun. No clear trail to follow. For those invested in unraveling the mystery, this lack of resolution only deepens the intrigue. The very fact that Grinberg's research seemed to be on the verge of unlocking answers to some of life's greatest mysteries, only for him to vanish, raises more questions than it answers. Did he stumble upon something he shouldn't have? Did he discover a truth too powerful to share? The unanswered questions surrounding his disappearance are not just about what happened to Jacobo Grinberg, they're about the very nature of knowledge and truth itself. What does it mean when a truth seeker disappears, leaving only fragments of their work behind? Does it suggest that there are realms of understanding that are better left unexplored? Or does it challenge us to continue searching, even in the face of uncertainty and danger? Ultimately, the mystery of Jacobo Grinberg's disappearance is not something that will likely be solved anytime soon. As much as we'd like to know exactly what happened to him, the answers remain elusive, locked in a space between speculation and reality. And that's part of what makes his story so compelling. In a world where most questions have neat, tidy answers, the mystery surrounding Grinberg's life and work remains the tantalizing enigma. It beckons us to dig deeper, think harder, and question more. But will we ever get the full picture? Only time will tell. So, did Jacobo Grinberg unlock the key to miracles? It seems like his research might have uncovered more than we ever imagined. What's your take on his discoveries? Do you believe that we're all capable of tapping into this potential? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video eye-opening, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the intersection of science, spirituality, and the mind. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of life, and remember, the impossible might just be within your reach.